As the colors change to fall, the shows just keep getting brighter on Global Voice Broadcasting. Shows about everything that matters to you, from love, living, and life. If you're talking about it, we're talking about it this fall on Global Voice Broadcasting. Don't miss a second.
I highly recommend Ms. Hicks. Her books, her CDs are encouraging.
I bought her book, A Hill to Climb. She's a very inspirational speaker.
And I look forward to one day being able to work with her.
Your power lies within you. Let it loose.
Aspiration, inspiration, motivation, edification, determination. These are the keys of life success, brought to you by none other than award-winning author, motivational lecturer, business consultant, and much more, as she gets you aimed to your purpose. And now, ladies and gentlemen, young and elder, from Hollywood to the entire world, here is your host of Aim to Purpose, the radio show, Louise Hicks, along with her co-host, yours truly, Kenan Wesley Mason.
Hello, world. How are you today? Hope everybody is well and hope you had a great weekend. We have a great show here for you today. We have back today, and I know you must have missed her, the last show, Mika the Diva, along with my co-host and son, Kenan Wesley Mason.
Yes, yes.
So we just gonna slide right into community and entertainment news with Mika the Diva.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I missed you guys. This is Mika the Diva with your entertainment and community news report for November 3rd, 2014. Can you believe we are at the home stretch now? It is November.
Yes.
And I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. Obviously, with Halloween taking place, I know a lot of you guys were checking out those scary movies at the box office. So I want to give you some numbers here. Domestic, here in the States, Ouija. 10.7 million, yes. Wow. And it beat out the Nightcrawler for the #1 spot. Nightcrawler came in right behind them with 10.4 million. And then followed by that, Fury with 8.8 million. Obviously, Fury has been on the charts for a couple of weeks now.
Right.
That's the Brad Pitt war crime drama. So listen, that was the top 3 for domestic. International, Annabelle, another scary movie. I hear it's pretty creepy. So guys, if you haven't got a chance to check that one out, do so. 1.3 million, followed by Fury again, 2.2, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
Number 3 for international box office.
Wow, they're still in the box office.
They're still there, yeah.
Still doing it.
Weekend for 250,000. So, yeah, some good numbers. Hopefully you guys had a good time checking out those films. Tweet us and let us know what you thought. Okay, so listen, my report's going to be fairly quick. I have some good tips for business owners, professionals, and those who are simply thinking about starting a business. The Small Business Expo is coming to LA Thursday, November 6th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You'll get a chance to go. It's going to be at the California Market Center. And this is the biggest business-to-business expo really in the country. They do these all over the country. Right. But access to hundreds of vendors, industry-specific workshops, and top decision-makers under one roof. It's going to be amazing. And there actually will be a keynote speaker, Bill Walsh, who is the CEO of Power Team International. This is one of the sponsors of the expo. So he will be in the house delivering a keynote entitled Success by Design, Winning the Game of Business. So very valuable information.
Yes.
But wait, there's more. The hit ABC show Shark Tank will be hosting a live casting call. If you have a business, a product, a service, anything that you are looking for investment dollars for, you will be able to audition to get on the show. Now's the time to do it. Okay, so go to the smallbusinessexpo.com. General passes are free, people. Remember, I told you I got the hookup on the free tickets. So free, free, free. We love that. And
yes,
then there,
we do.
Yeah, and then there's also an after party. It's going to be at the Reserve, 630 Spring Street, from 6 to 9. So that's after the expo is over. It's another opportunity for cocktails, conversation,
And that's
a
in
little
downtown
networking.
Los Angeles?
Everything in downtown Los Angeles. So very, very close. Get your tickets. Again, the smallbusinessexpo.com. And we will be in the house.
Get your tickets. We will be in the house.
Yes, we will be there. So we're going to be looking out for you guys. So definitely every business professional in LA should try to make this event. Hope to see you there.
Good opportunities.
Okay. Yes. Okay, and send it on to some community news. Election day is here, guys, tomorrow. Super Tuesday, midterm elections are here. And so we want to make sure that you guys are just researching the issues, checking out who's running, and making an informed decision. But it is important to vote, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent. Definitely want to get out there and flex your voting muscle. 435 seats are up for grabs in the House of Representatives.
That many?
That many. Wow. I mean, it's about to be a cosmic shift for people. So
remember, guys, what situation you're in now. So do you want the same people in?
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. And then 33 of the 100 seats in the United States Senate will be contested. Governorships are also up for grabs, 38 to be exact. And then we've got a number of legislatures and things going across the country. So every state is specific, different propositions out there. So it is best to just kind of educate yourself on what's happening in your town.
Yes.
I am suggesting that everyone go to USA Today. .com. There's comprehensive coverage on the elections, and again, a little bit more of specific stuff that's happening in your state. So get active and get out there and vote, guys. So that's actually it for my report.
Wow.
Again, we're going to be out pounding the pavement November 6th. Try to meet us there at the Business Expo.
Yes.
And then I want to give you guys like a little food for thought. What motivates you to get out and vote? So that's the question of the day. I've already posted it on Twitter, so we look forward to your replies. And hit me up at Mika the Diva on Twitter as well.
Thank you so much.
Mika the Diva, great report. So everybody get out and vote. Come to the Business Expo. And as I shared with you at the top of the show, we have a great guest, two great guests today, in fact, in the house. We are coming to you live today from Global Voice Broadcasting Network here in Hollywood, California. You can also participate with us because we're live. Just call in 323-522-5482.
Yes.
And you can participate. And today we have our Small Business Monday segment of the show.
Yes, it's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while.
Yes.
But we have a small business guest in. So as soon as we take a break and come right back, we're going to introduce you to our small business guest today.
All right. And with that, we'll be right back.
Bye, y'all.
Aimed at purpose audience, showcase it here on our segment of the show called Small Business Monday. The opportunities for people around the world to browse, buy, and use your products and services are endless. We pre-screen all businesses, organizations, and foundations for legitimacy, but because this is a free community service brought to our audience, it's at no cost to you as well. You heard it right. It's absolutely free and you don't have to pay 1 penny. How do you like that? You just come on down to the studio and tell the story of your business, organization, or foundation and give it the praises and accolades you know it deserves. If you're in another part of the state or country, or if you're in another part of the world, you can easily call in or Skype in and do the same. So what are you waiting for? Contact the show's publicist, Shamika Brown, at www.divinebrownmedia.com. She can also be contacted at 1-818-533-8463. Or contact Louise Hicks at www.louisehicks.biz. She can also be contacted at 1-562-310-1495. Allow yourself to be seen by the global masses and allow your business to shine and grow because of the global masses. It's Small Business Monday, courtesy of Aim to Purpose, the radio show.
Okay, we're back, world, and thank you all for joining us today on Aim to Purpose, the radio show where we empower you, educate you, inspire you, and we also bridge the gap on cultural issues that impact all of us.
Everyone.
And today we have, as we just got through talking about, it's a free service to the community, so take advantage of it. We have our small business owner guest in the house today, and Ken will introduce our small business owner.
Yes, born in Chicago, Illinois, and raised in Los Angeles, California, Yeshayah is the oldest of 3 siblings. Mr. Israel overcame many life challenges and developed within himself a state of empowerment and strong desire to serve others. A true visionary, Yeshayah has passion and true understanding for entrepreneurism. As a successful businessman and owner of Promotions 911 Biz Solutions, Mr. Israel began to foster another passion of health and wellness. Ultimately, Yeshayah Israel joined Longevity, the premier leader in nutrition for a longer, healthy life. Longevity founder and innovator Dr. Joel Wallach has over 45 years' experience of health science. Therefore, combining Yeshayah's passion and knowledge of health and wellness with Longevity's superior products was a no-brainer. He has personally witnessed how the healing effects of Longevity 90 for life nutrients has changed the lives of others and himself. Yeshayah has vowed to educate the masses about true nutrition and bring this information into the inner city. So with that being said, I want to introduce to you our special guest for today on Aim to Purpose, the radio show, Mr. Yeshayah Israel.
Welcome, Yeshayah. We're so happy to have you here. We haven't had a small business guest in a while. So go ahead and we'd just like to know about your product, your branding, and you really seem to be excited about what you're doing and how you're helping people to really get healthy and well. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. And I am so grateful to be here. So thank you guys for the time and the opportunity. Well, to start first, you know, the reason why I got involved with this company is I lost my mom in 2012 to basically some major health challenges. However, you know, with the industry itself, you know, using what we would call drugs today didn't help my mom. My mom is gone, and it's been a little over 3 years now since she's passed. However, I'm in a situation right now where I'm, you know, just really wanting to help people, and I think that's the key, where if there's education, they're able to understand the difference between natural medicine versus drugs. So really that's my approach tonight, is to really give people understanding that, you know, there's hope out there for them. If you're in a situation where you're taking chemotherapy or you on dialysis, you suffering with fibromyalgia, whatever illness that's going on in your body, I can just let you know we're here to help you. And, you know, if this is something that you're looking to overcome, there's hope today.
Absolutely.
And that's a good thing. We all need hope. And being that Ken is into health and wellness as well, I know he can shed some light as well on what you're talking about, because we all need to realize and become leaders of our own health and take control of our health. And I'm so happy that you're doing something about it. And a little bit about Dr.
Joel Wallach.
Joel Wallach, who has been in the business for a long time, right?
Yeah. Dr. Joel Wallach is, the guy is absolutely amazing. I said to myself, I never worked for anyone, and once I actually met this guy, you know, I decided to jump on his bandwagon, because what he's doing is something that's really, you know, remarkable. He's dealing with chronic diseases, and he's helping people overcome it naturally. So it just made sense for me. As I said, it was a no-brainer. You know, I had some brain problems due to, you know, unfortunate bad habits, and I was able to overcome that through a, you know, natural system that he has. And again, you know, a lot of people look at the money aspect of life, and your health is worth more than money. I can assure that. All you need is the right understanding. His products are very affordable. However, I'm a representation of his company. and you can most definitely, call me. I don't charge for, information or an orientation or whatever the case may be. I'm here to help. And one of my goals is, me and my wife, is to actually get true nutrition in the inner city. We just basically, set up our little organization of our little nonprofit program so that we'll be able to go into the inner city and get sponsorship so families can understand that there's real nutrition out there.
And that's a good
yes.
thing. Good
and
thing.
It's desperately needed, especially in the inner city, where they don't have access to a healthier kind of food. They only have access, it appears, to the bottom of the barrel of what their fruits, vegetables, and what I consider being food products, being that it's packaged and heavily processed, which does the body a total disservice in the long run.
Yes.
So, tell us about the longevity as a product and what you do specifically to help, and how someone can make a business out of longevity products.
Well, what I would recommend, first of all, is I'm sure they're going to give you my information, is just call me, because the information is a little extensive here over the microphone. However, just call me. I'm a very personal person. I love and I care about people. And if you into health and you want to help people, like I said, we deal with the chronic diseases. We don't use drugs. And we give you, let's hypothetically say someone's a diabetic and they have insulin. Well, we can get someone off of insulin, literally in probably about, 3 to 4 days to 3 weeks to 90 days. So, it's a lot to be said about these formulations that this doctor, who is Dr. Wallach, has put together to help people. And so, if this is something you have a passion for and you really want to help people, I would recommend, as they, put my information out there, give me a call. I would love to speak with you.
And what is your number? And also, is Dr. Wallach a medical physician or naturopath doctor? What type of doctor is he?
Yeah, it's a good question. He's a naturopathic, but his record of science and it stretches so far beyond anything that I can tell you, but he's beyond just a doctor. He's a naturopathic, but he has done so much in reference to helping animals and, dealing with, ag culture and all of that. And then, of course, being a scientist and putting these formulations together is absolutely amazing, because at the end of the day, once you understand that true nutrition is the reason why we have diseases, this will give you an understanding why he has put these formulations together.
And you are so correct. And I'm going to be having some doctors on, medical doctors, who truly believe in nutrition, because I am one of those people. I'm not a doctor, of course, but I do believe in nutritional value added to our bodies is the best. As Hippocrates said, let your food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food. And I will be having Dr. Caldwell on coming on the show. Esselstyn, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, he'll be coming on the show in January of next year. And I have another doctor out of Texas, I believe, will be coming on. And they are physicians who really believe in healing the body through eating healthy as opposed to having to get surgery. We know that is not ruled out, but sometimes we can prevent these things by how we eat and how we take care of our body. So why don't you give your phone number out and the website where people can go and look up information. They can also find Dr. Wallach on the internet, and just give that information. And we really appreciate you coming in, sharing your business with us. And again, it's called
90 for Life. The product is called Longevity.
Right.
And this particular product, 90 for Life, the 90 is approximately being, 90 days to start seeing results?
Yes, because we understand that the blood actually cycles in the body every 90 days to purify itself. So when you get the right nutrition, you're able to actually deal with that.
That's right. That's right.
So with that being said, my number is 805-889-2888. 2134. You can call me directly, and I would love to give you any information. You can also check Dr. Wallach out on YouTube. His name is spelled W-A-L-L-A-C-H. Go to YouTube, put his name in there. It's a visual concept on everything that this man has done for people. I'm sure you will love that.
Oh, yes.
And that's Dr. Joel.
Dr. Joel Wallach.
Joel Wallach, as he said, W-A-L-L-A-C-H. And Yeshayah's number is 805 again, 889-2134.
Yes.
And
I follow Dr. Wallach's work, and I've seen some of his work on the internet as well. Really some brilliant concepts in relation to how the body works and how longevity can be a tool for people to get nutrition at a cellular level versus what we think that we're getting from other foods, which is why it's so vital that this kind of a product would get to the inner city where they won't have access to actual living food otherwise. So this is definitely a great option for that.
You know, and I want to say one thing. I failed to mention this, but November 8th, we're going to do what is called a product knowledge on all of Dr. Wallach's products. And the reason why this is important is because you will understand why his products work. So we're going to be actually holding a conference, or I should say a product knowledge seminar on November 8th. And this is something you can contact me for if you're interested in coming out. We have tickets. It's $8. It includes your lunch. So, you know, it's just some really good information. And one more thing. If you want to see something real, check out the video. It's called Pharmakia. Just go on YouTube. You will understand what these doctors are doing to people. You do not have to suffer.
There you go.
Pharmakia.
Pharmakia is the name of the video. We're going to be showing that at this event. It just gives you the inside rule of really what these doctors is all about. When you look up the word pharmacy or pharmakia, it leads you to sorcery. It's a real big deal. Check out the movie. You will understand why these doctors are making so much money off of you. And when they kill people, no one goes to jail.
Oh, yeah.
And remember, your power lies within you, and you need to let it loose because your health is in your hands, and it should be in your hands, not in a doctor's hands, because keep in mind, a lot of the medical, not everybody, but a lot of this is all about the money. And I'm telling you firsthand, I'm not basing this on someone else's experience because of my own illness that I've gone through over the years. And believe me, some of the doctors are so unethical, and I have the paperwork because I believe in getting my medical reports. And they don't expect you to do that. And there are some good doctors out here, but there are some shysters out here as well. So you need to take care of your own health. And again, we thank you for coming in and being on our Small Business Monday segment.
Yes.
And with that being said, we're going to take another break, and then we're going to bring on our featured guest of today, and we're going to talk about the comfort zone, because we know a lot of us get in that comfort zone and we just won't move. And when you're not moving, guess what? Nothing is happening. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you very much for being here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay.
This edition of Aim to Purpose, the radio show, is brought to you by L. Hicks Consulting Services. When you want the best in business coaching, life coaching, or perhaps your organization, business, or company is in need of a dynamic speaker for an upcoming workshop or seminar, contact Louise Hicks for L. Hicks Consulting Services at 1-562-310-1495. From anywhere around the world, that's 1-562-310-1495. For more information about Louise Hicks and her consulting services, visit her website at www.louisehicks.biz. Again, that's www.louisehicks.biz. Or call 1-562-310-1495. L. Hicks Consulting Services, where professionalism is top priority.
Hello, world, again, and we are back. Again, I'm your host, Louise Hicks of Aim to Purpose, the radio show. And we really thank our worldwide audience for listening and tuning in to us and really gleaning whatever you can from the show. And as I said, we have a very dynamic show. We have a dynamic featured guest here. And I'm going to allow my son to tell you about our featured guest today.
Yes, yes. Lianna Gardner is the positive catalyst in a movement on a mission to create a world where people are no longer slave to going through the motions in life, powered by beliefs and habits that no longer serve them. Now is the time to, quote, get off the sidelines and get into the game by discovering and using your NXT, which stands for Natural Extraordinary Talents. Stepping out of your comfort zone and into the life you were destined to live from the day you were born. Passionate social entrepreneur, writer, and author of the forthcoming book, Change Your Game, 5 Essential Strategies for Moving from Spectator to Player in Your Sacred Life. Lianna is recognized as an inspirational leader with an exceptional flair for building and nurturing relationships, creating camaraderie, and empowering people to live their best lives. She has been spotlighted on Rick Mizuno's radio show, Indies in Motion, our friend Rick, Jasper Blake and Meredith Eisenberg's Paycheck to Passion podcast, and featured inspirational speaker for the award-winning LA-based Right Girl Organization 2014 Performance Workshop. Her spirited roadmap for helping you to change your game will have you charged in no time and on the path toward living the life you were destined to live. No fear, no excuses, no regrets. A compassionate life coach and inspirational speaker, Lianna will show you how to get maximum enjoyment from life by guiding and empowering you to play big and dare to live your passion. And with that said, we want to introduce to you our featured guest for today, Lianna Gardner.
Hello, Lianna, and welcome.
Oh, thank you. I am so happy and excited to be here. This has been a long time coming.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but you are the right girl.
All right.
Because you're going to help a lot of people get out of their comfort zone today.
That's what it's all about.
With this organization and hearing that awesome bio, I mean, I just want to know more about GotNXT.
Okay. First of all, I'll kind of give you some background into how I started GotNXT. I happened to be going through a situation in my life where I was going through the motions. It's kind of like being on the hamster wheel. And I wasn't quite sure how to get off, and I was miserable. All my life, I have been extremely shy and afraid to do things. And so most of the time, I stayed in the background. I chose careers and opportunities that kept me in the background. But all along, I knew that I was called to do something more. I'm a Leo. I'm supposed to be a leader. And that was tugging at me most of my life. So when I found myself in this particular situation, I was miserable. And so GotNXT was the result of some brainstorming. I have been a basketball player. I've been an athlete since I was young. And that was when I first found out what living your passion is all about. That was where I first discovered that I could do anything, and if I put my mind to it, I could, it's like you have superhuman powers. I mean, it was like Jordan, you know. I could do everything but slam, and people would wonder, you know, where all that came from. And it's like I just, in my mind, I focused on my abilities, and it led me to a lot of success.
And that's what happens when you get into the game.
Exactly.
I know what you were saying about being shy, because I was shy. I grew up in Louisiana. I came to California at 18, and I was very shy. But you have to learn, once you get into the game, these fears and all of this stuff goes away. And I started thinking, wow, I'm somebody, I didn't even know who I was.
Exactly. Exactly. It's awesome. I mean, you're right. Once you get into the game, you get into the flow of things, and you start discovering things you never even knew about yourself.
Yes, you do.
Well, not only that, but I mean, because it is a, quote, game, you get to set the rules for yourself and how you want to play your game.
Exactly.
So it should be a second nature to us, but I've had the same thing, being shy and timid, when in elementary school, especially in junior high school. So this here, GotNXT LLC, is definitely a good tool for people to use, and so they can take it to that next level with no fear and with no excuses, like it says here, and no regrets.
Exactly.
Which is most important to me. The no regrets.
The no regrets. And I remember when I was younger, I was in college, and I remember a lady kind of adopting some of us college students, and because she was really proud that we chose, and I put myself through college working and so forth because my parents couldn't afford it. And I remember her telling us, and I never forgot it, she said, when you do something, have no regrets, because you learn from whatever it is you've done. So you shouldn't go around moping, holding it in, because that can hold you back. So she was a good mentor, and we all need that. So that's really a good point there, to have no regrets and excuses, and people make all kind of excuses, but to get in the game and get off the sideline, I mean, what keeps people stuck, Lianna, and why they're staying in this position? Because to me, it's like a car. If you got a car, and I think you mentioned something like that in some, I watch a lot of your Facebook posts and all of that, and they're awesome. It's like a car. You start, if you don't start it and you don't put it in a gear, it's not going anywhere. So why do people get stuck?
That's right. People get stuck mostly due to fear. And it's all those excuses that keep people stuck in their comfort zone. Like I said, it's mostly fear. So a lot of those excuses that surround fear are things like, I'm afraid, I don't know how to do something, I'm not good enough. That is one of the biggest fears. You would be surprised. I was in a business coaching class with people from all around the world, and these are healers and life coaches and more. And the biggest fear that a lot of people had was not being good enough.
Yeah.
And the way to resolve that is kind of taking the attention off yourself and putting it on the message or the product that you have to bring to the table.
Yeah.
It's taking the focus from inward and moving it outward.
Yeah.
That kind of helps you through that.
Right. You have to be focused on the passion versus focused on what
the fear.
Yeah, the fear of what you know you can do or you feel you can do. You just have trouble expressing it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's definitely true.
That's right. And another reason that people stay stuck in the comfort zone is because people are afraid to fail. Failure.
That's a big one.
So true.
Yeah. To me, it's just a word. This is the way that I teach people when I go through my life coaching program. It's just a word. Failure actually is a good thing because it gives you the opportunity to have a bounce-off point. I equate it to kind of wiring up a stereo. It's like if the wire doesn't fit there, okay, let's try something else. Let's wire it up a different way.
Yeah.
And you can discover how ingenious you are because, it gives you a chance to try something in a different way or start over again.
Yeah.
And true. And think of it this way, too. It's really not failure. It's probably not your gift because we all have gifts and talents. And I know I've started doing things and I'm saying, I don't know, this is not for me and so forth. And I found that my passion is writing and my other passion, I didn't realize it because, like I said, I was shy. And finding out here I am today from Louisiana, the little black girl with a dream, all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. And here I am in Hollywood today live doing a worldwide show. Who would have thought it?
That's awesome.
So it's not really truly failure.
Right.
It's just that perhaps it's not the path that you should be taking. It's not your niche, so to speak.
Exactly.
Or it can be just this is an experience that you've had that didn't go like you planned originally.
Right.
So therefore you can have a new plan which will be a better plan because this plan didn't work for whatever reason.
That's right.
It just leads you into something better. Always.
Right.
Always. So the failures don't necessarily have to be a bad thing. You can use it to your advantage and focus on what you really want now because this didn't work. So now let's try to see if this will work because you have a better focus now.
Exactly.
And it could be the same niche that you had too. Remember Edison? How many times he was trying to get that lighting situation
10,000 times.
And look how many times he failed.
Right.
Yeah.
But he kept at it because he knew that this was it. But sometimes it's not it. It's you're in the wrong field or something like that. You know, we go to jobs and we work like I did for 32 years for LA County, knowing that writing was my passion. But of course I had to put food on the table because I was a single parent and I needed to support my kids.
Right.
And that was my first priority. But I knew that at some point in time I was going to go and get out of that zone because I was there, but I was there for a reason. So we have to look at things from a balanced perspective. And is that something you find in your work, that sometimes we don't look at things from a balanced perspective?
Yes, and most of the reason is because people are so afraid, like I said, and it becomes unbalanced when the negativity takes precedence over the positivity. And people jump in. The first thing people normally think about is the negative.
Right.
What if this
What
happens?
if? That's
What if
right.
that happens?
That's right.
And those fears are something that's created in your mind before you even know what's going to happen.
That's
it's
right.
like, how about we restructure and reframe into, okay, what if I do succeed? What if this does work out? Then think about all the wonderful things that are going to transpire as a result of that.
Right.
Why do we automatically go to the negatives? It's because we've been conditioned to go that route most of our lives. Everything that comes to us daily in the news, on T-shirts, the clothes people wear, everything that you see just about is related to negativity.
And don't turn the news on, I'm telling you.
I'm telling
you can dwell on those things. Some
Right.
people, I'm to the point now, I watch as little of it as I can.
Exactly.
I want to know what's going on, of course, but it's so much negative in the news, and sometimes people dwell in that.
Right.
And when you start dwelling in it, you get stuck in it, and
That's
you can
right.
get in that comfort zone, and that comfort zone will lead you to nowhere because you're not moving.
Right.
And you have to be moving. And I have this saying, I call them my 3 C's. And that's what got me out of my comfort zone. You got to get courage. So many people don't have the courage to do anything. They're like you said, afraid. They're fearful. What can somebody do to your brain? They can't touch your brain.
Nothing.
You can't reach in my head and touch my brain.
Right.
And all of this negative influence out here, people can influence you, but they can't reach inside of my head and touch my brain. So the 3 C's I have courage. Then I built myself some confidence because, like I said, I was shy. But working in Los Angeles County, I tell you, if you worked in the department I worked in at the time, I'm retired, you can work anywhere. I was in the Department of Health Services. And at the time, I was in information systems, a female in pretty much a male-dominated field. And I'm 63, so back in the day when we started out, I was a manager, but I was in a pretty much male-dominated field. And I mean, I had to learn to swim with the sharks. Otherwise, I would have been eaten alive.
I can
and
relate.
that is what brought me out of my shyness and helped me to understand. And then my other C was commitment. So with courage, confidence, and commitment, I felt I couldn't lose. And I just started working my magic. I was like magic on the court.
I hear you.
If you're
Loud
not a
and
champion
clear.
and you don't get in this game, you're going nowhere. And I
That's
do a lot
right.
of commentaries on Facebook too, because a lot of young people, I commentary, and a lot of them comment on some of the stuff I say because they haven't lived what I've lived.
That's right.
And my stuff is not theory. I speak from experience.
I can understand it.
And when you get into that comfort zone, how can you get out of it? What do you do?
Getting out of the comfort zone, the way I like to teach it is really reframe it. Reframe your thoughts and think about how much fun you can have and how much fun it can be to actually challenge yourself to do some of the things that you're afraid to do. Yeah. And I'll give you a good example. I can give several, but this is a good one. I went out with this guy a couple of years ago, and always in my mind, I believe in doing things and challenging myself, because I gotta not only talk the talk, I have to walk the walk.
You're a Leo. You're
That's
like
right.
a lion, right?
I got to roar. I got to do my thing.
I know, that's right.
And so this guy asked me to, he was a pilot, so he wanted me to go fly in his plane over to Catalina Island. Well, I thought, okay, this is cool. So we got to the Long Beach airport, and he opened the hangar, and I saw the plane, and it was about as big as this table here.
Oh my God! I would have started running. I'm being serious.
I couldn't run at that point, but it was awesome, because after I made him walk around the plane and inspect it to make sure all the bits and pieces were there before I stepped foot anywhere, we got in the plane, and there's 2 military fighters behind this little bitty experimental plane, and I thought, oh my gosh. But I told myself, okay, walk the walk. I was excited. I got up in the plane, and it was awesome because it was so beautiful. And I thought, had I stayed on the ground, I would have never gotten to see this. And he actually let me fly the plane. So I thought, you know, this was an awesome experience. So it's just about...
So you were flying over Catalina?
Sure was. Flew over the whole island before I even stepped foot on it.
Yeah.
But it was fun. And so I thought, this is the way to do things. To challenge yourself can be fun. A lot of people look at getting out of your comfort zone. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. And that's why people stay comfortable in that zone.
It is.
They stay complacent.
Yeah, it's like rubbing the cat fur the wrong way. It's like people just do not want to do it. So it's like, make it a fun thing. You know, challenge yourself. And it's amazing what things you can learn as a result.
Yeah, you have to do the challenge and put yourself there. And it's like switching those gears. If you don't switch the gear into your mind and get that mindset, you just won't move. You're not going anywhere, and you become frozen in time. And being frozen is not good.
That's right. You stay stuck, and then you're not using those natural, extraordinary talents and gifts that you were born with, and that's our birthright. That's our unique birthright as human beings, is to express ourselves in this world and share our light with the world so that we can leave the world a better place. That's your legacy.
Yeah. And it took me a while to come to that concept that everything is already here from birth.
That's right.
Everything. You know, everything we would ever want, everything we would ever need, everything we would want to desire. The earth is huge. There's many things here on earth that we may never see, but it's still there.
Definitely.
And we have the opportunity to visualize it based on whatever our passion or work is, and that will take us there.
That's right.
You know, it'll take us there. And it always will.
Always. And that's what we have to do. So who should be your biggest supporter to help you get out of your comfort zone?
Your biggest supporter could, of course, be a life coach like myself, because you have to have support to navigate the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. Also, friends and family, clergy, anyone that's in your circle. As long as they're not the naysayers and the dream killers, there are a lot of people that will support you in what you want to do. And you'd be surprised. Just get out there and talk about it. Let people know what you want to do. And you'd be surprised how many people will support you in that. I mean, once you make a decision to do something and get in there and share your light and your talents, the universe conspires to work in your favor. So everything that you need for the journey will come to you.
Yeah. I think that's what not everyone, but most people are afraid of, to take that next step into whatever whatever that journey is, that next step, because nothing happens overnight.
That's right.
The big success, the houses, the cars, all the material stuff, that doesn't happen overnight. But the decision to want to go after it can happen overnight.
Right.
And then you just work towards it step by step. Just like when you plant a garden, you get the seed and put it in the ground and you root it and it starts to sprout. Success is the same way.
That's right.
You know, you have to let it germinate and nurture it and care for it and all that stuff, and it will lead you because you're in command.
That's right.
You're in command. You can tell the universe to do whatever it is that you want it to do.
Exactly.
You know, it's just, and it will work in direct proportion with whatever your passion is and how you present it and what service is going to bring to someone else.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, stepping out of the comfort zone requires having faith, setting goals for yourself, actually creating a vision for your life, because otherwise, if you don't have that vision for your life, what are you living from? You're living stuck in your circumstances, and then you're becoming a reactionary to your circumstances. Whereas if you have a vision to live from, then you have something to live for. And, you know, that creates improved health in your body. Mm-hmm. You're not on some death march, living in some negativity, because that affects that affects you on a cellular level.
That's right.
So you have to, like I said, have faith, set goals, and take action. And that will help get you out of your comfort zone. Have something to live for and live from. And then the biggest part of it is enjoy the journey.
Right.
It's the way you feel.
Yep.
You have to feel good about the journey.
Right. Yeah.
And have something to live for other than eating. Because some people say, I live to eat. Or I eat to live.
That's right.
So you do need something to live for, something constructive. And you really touched on the elements of aim to purpose.
It's one of your elements,
my
faith.
Aim
hope,
to
knowledge,
purpose
faith.
really came about to me at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I've said this on some of the shows
Me
before.
too. I
It
can
was
relate.
for aspiration, inspiration, motivation, edification, and determination.
Love it.
And then I got the purpose. It came to me too, pursuing urgently realistic potential opportunities successfully envisioned.
Love it.
Because we need to have something to envision in order to be able to move forward. And the elements of aim to purpose, there are 5: vision, hope, faith, knowledge, and action.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can have all the knowledge in the world. If you don't take any action, you're not going any place.
That's the key.
And vision, without a vision, you will perish. And a lot of people are walking around today, they're struggling. And we need to focus in on and zoom in and say, why am I struggling? And start taking a hard look at what you are doing with your life.
Right.
To see, why am I in this rut? Why am I stuck?
That's right.
And if you're in that comfort zone where you're not moving, you don't have a vision, you don't have any hope, you have no faith, you have some knowledge maybe, because if you're born on the planet Earth, you have to have some kind of knowledge. You're here.
Right.
But if you're not using it, and if you're using it in a negative way to hurt others, and that's one of my pet peeves.
That's right.
I always say there's enough to go around. And I'm working on my 2nd book, and I've written in there about enough to go around, and I give it character names. Because some of us are so hateful, we're so begrudging of others, and we see their progress, and instead of us realizing what I see you doing, I can do it too. God has given all of us gifts and talents. But if you don't use them, why are you hating on someone else because they're using theirs?
That's right.
And that's what we see so often. People are doing that, and we need to stop it. Stop being dream killers.
That's right.
And success to one person, and one of the things we touched on is about people thinking you get that quick fix. Why is it that people think that just because you see all the glamour and glitz and the Hollywood this, you think, oh, I see that happening. I can just go out here and get this quick fix and everything is over. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
So what do you have to say to people that are thinking this way, that you can go out and get rich overnight? And being rich is not, to me, that's not successful. There are a lot of wealthy people that are miserable, and they're going to die just like you and I are.
That's right. That's right. One of the things that I talked about, I have a blog on my website, and one of the articles that I wrote was the turning point. And the turning point is when you make a decision in your life. You made a decision at some point, which is why your life is the way it is right now. And for a lot of people, it's choosing the money. A lot of people have chosen money out of doing what they really want to do with their life, taking stock in the natural, extraordinary talents that they have. People overlook that. Everyone's trying to survive. Everyone's in survival mode. So we kind of have to reframe how we think about that. And, you know, if by giving people information and knowledge about, hey, you can make decisions from a different perspective. You can do things that you're passionate about. You can live life from this passionate perspective. And then everything else will fall into place. And the money that you make with whatever career path you choose will be like a bonus instead of a paycheck. I mean, it's
right.
It's just reframing things and restructuring and coming at it from a different perspective.
And stop thinking about a job as the
end all.
The writer that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. How
Robert
he said,
Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki, when he said a job is just over broke. We need to reframe our thinking too on a job.
Yes.
And think about that's a means to an end for you to become an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
And get out of your comfort zone and stop investing your money, all of your money in others. Of course, we know we have to invest in order to survive. That's part of all of our connectivity to others.
Right.
But some of us just spend foolishly and unwisely, and then we wonder why we struggle. Invest in you. I'm going to become my biggest supporter. I know I need others to survive. We all do. But become your biggest supporter once you connect and get coaches like Lianna here. And I'm also a coach. I help people to do better with their lives and to get a new mindset, because champions do get in the game.
That's right.
You can't win a game unless you're in the game. And if you want to be a champion, you must get in the game.
That's right. Life is not a spectator sport. That's the GotNXT mindset. It's about getting off the sidelines and into the game and not being a spectator in life. You're just watching life pass you by. It's about taking the ball and running with it and using your NXT, your natural extraordinary talents, to create the life that you want. You get to create your own destiny. You know, like you said, a job. I think about that and I think, oh my God, it sounds so hard. And I think this is what I've done a good portion of my life. But a job, yes, it's a means to an end. But like you said, I promote entrepreneurship as well, because it gives you a means to create your own destiny and live life the way you choose to live
Absolutely.
it. And not lining someone else's pockets or living their dreams for them.
Live your dream,
That's
because
right.
your destiny is really your command.
That's right.
It's up to you. And stop thinking small. Too many of us think small. We don't have the mindset to get enough out of that comfort zone to think big. And that's one thing I've never been, of course, is a small thinker. I may have been shy, but I used to sit on my grandmother's porch in Louisiana watching the beautiful trees in the summer, sweating because it's so hot in the summer. But believe me, I was dreaming big.
Me too.
I never dreamed small. So we got to go big and
go
just
big or
live.
go home. That's
right.
the old saying.
That's it.
Go big or go home.
Or get off the court.
The world is big. The universe is bigger than that, and it's all at our fingertips.
That's it.
And it's always been at our fingertips, and it'll always be at our fingertips.
And stop looking externally to get your happiness,
That's
your joy, your peace, your prosperity. It comes out from you.
That's right.
Yeah, we're all the light. The topic of the show is no parking in the comfort zone. How do you get people to drive themselves out of that parking position and get them to have that drive towards their road to success?
To get out.
And what are the tools that you would suggest
to
make that happen?
It's basically about taking a leap of faith. And the first thing that we do is I have an initiative called Change Your Game, because it's all about changing your game. The coach basketball coach will get out that whiteboard, and he or she will make those little X's and O's. And if the game isn't working for you, then you have to switch up. You got to change it up.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I talk about is we work on your inner game. And the first thing is changing your self-talk.
Yes, that's
you know,
crucial.
Very crucial.
It's
critical. We beat ourselves up so much. We have to learn how to treat ourselves with kindness. And also, we have to learn kind of how to stop negative momentum in its tracks. Just think about all the things that you talk to yourself about daily. Think about the things you talk yourself out of. Mm-hmm. So we work on that as far as changing the inner game. And then we also work on eliminating or reframing old habits and beliefs that no longer serve you. A lot of times, beliefs that we have as adults have come from our childhood. And so we're carrying all these things that we formed as beliefs before our minds were even capable of figuring out what it was all about.
Yeah.
And so we take all of that into adulthood, so we become all these dysfunctional adults walking around with childlike, beliefs that we need to restructure and reframe.
We're so conditioned.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are conditioned. Before you move on, I have my daughter will be 3 months tomorrow, actually, and I'm always being consciously aware of what I say to her being so young, and giving her the freedom to have her own belief system, and encouraging a belief system that would be conducive to her becoming a success versus her going into fear mode, which is what most people get. Awesome. And it is from childhood, from a psychology background.
Oh, it is, definitely.
Because their brains soak up information like sponges.
Right. From that early age,
yes,
too.
From their early age.
Mm-hmm. They do.
It's always like that.
Definitely.
They do. They really do. So we know we are about to wrap it up. This hour just goes by really fast.
Sure
so
does.
we want you to give some final thoughts on what you want to leave with our global listeners on how your perception. You've given some great information, some great tools to work with, but give us some final thoughts and give them your website and how they can contact you.
I just want to say, kind of to sum it all up, that life is a sacred experience. To me, having learned that through the course of my life and the different things that I've been through, transformation is such a beautiful thing. I can look back on my journey of shyness and all the fear and the different things I've done to step through all of that and work my way out of my comfort zone. And it's like, sometimes it's awesome, it's a beautiful thing. But if you want to reach me, I can be reached at, actually I'll give you my phone number first. It's 714-461-6733. That's a California phone number, and I can be reached on my website, www.GotNXT.com.
Yes.
And I'm also on Facebook under GotNXT, GotNXT, and Twitter as well.
Lots of places to find Miss
That's right. I'm
Lianna
everywhere.
Gardner.
Everywhere. You're hitting every medium possible.
Good to be everywhere because the universe is wide open to all of us, and we all have access. And Ken, you want to say some final thoughts, and we'll wrap it up.
Well, my daughter's a Leo too.
All right. I have a grandson that's the same age. They were not too far apart, and he's a Leo.
Yeah. So you have a few other things here. Changing your thoughts, which is vital as well.
Yes.
Creating a vision for your life, which those are thoughts as well. Mm-hmm. And making better choices and decisions, which is also a part of your thinking process.
Yes.
So you definitely, these are vital points that will take you out of that comfort zone And, instead of talking yourself out of something, you can talk yourself into
That's right.
Into whatever successes that you want for yourself.
Exactly.
So we want to thank you for being our special guest on Aim to Purpose today.
Thank you. I so appreciate you inviting me here, and much success to you all as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Lianna. And with that being said, until next time, just remember, your power lies within you. Let it loose.
Until next week.